I'm Kerri Hall. I am the Director of Business Development and Compliance for Billing Specialists Incorporated. We are a family-owned business, and we've been in business for over 30 years. And we are a billing company from Arkansas and nestled in between two lakes. So we're a small company, but with a big heart, and we've done a lot of different specialties over the years, and we are a wide, just a wide variety of work every day. Probably the main specialties would be radiology, family practice, anesthesia, therapy practices also, pathology, pain management.
I'm Stephanie Maddox, and I am an account manager at Billing Specialists, and I am the manager of several different accounts and different account types. Typical day for me in ImagineSoftware is that's where I spend most of my day. It's the first thing that I pull up every morning and one of the last things that I close every day. It's where I post my payments. I do answer phone calls from patients still, and so you'll find me an account inquiry looking at balances that they owe or telling them why they have a balance. I use a lot of the retro payments and all of the ticklers and the exceptions, and so on a typical day you'll probably find me getting into just about everything.
Our biggest challenge was probably what a lot of people were facing was we didn't have a lot of automation. And we were looking to try to save on FTEs. We were trying to save time and, of course, money. But we also wanted to make things easier for our staff. We wanted to try to improve our reporting. We wanted to try to also kind of cut down on just the day-to-day challenges of the time that it took to do the very basic things. So we were really looking for a software solution that was going to help us do that. And Imagine really has come through. We've been extremely happy with those things. As far as improvements from where we were before, we have cut back on some of those basic FTEs as far as paper consumption, just consumption in general, time, employees, but also our ability to meet our clients where they need to be met, as far as giving them the reports they need, as far as being able to tailor everything to their needs. That's one of the things that we try to do for everyone. When you are a billing company, you need to be able to meet your client where they are. And when you have a lot of different specialties, they have a lot of different needs. And we've been able to do that where we couldn't before. It makes us more competitive because a lot of other larger companies are moving that direction, and they see AI as a future. And so when they look, oh, well, you're a small company, so you're probably not as advanced. And when we are already doing those things, that's more impressive to them. A multi-specialty billing company, it's an animal unto itself. I mean, you need to have a company that can meet you where you are, that needs to be able to, be flexible. We were looking for something that was not just, just radiology, but we can kind of maneuver it to other specialties. We needed a company that was like, yes, this is built to work for, pretty much anything you throw out there. And one thing that really drew us is that it was built for anesthesia as well. And we had anesthesia clients. And that is something that's hard to find. And we had long-standing anesthesia clients, so we needed that to be successful. And that is something that has worked well for us. And there were things that were built into those anesthesia modules that have been time savers on top of everything. And usually they're an afterthought. And that was one of the things that we had, for a long time, had the opinion that we did not want to work out of other people's systems. And a lot of clients will come to us and they have an EMR that has a billing component that's an afterthought, and it's not generally something that you really want to use, but they kind of want you to do that. We wanted a system that was built for billing and that we felt confident to say, we have a system that is great, that we are very confident in, and we won't, use other systems that we know that our reporting's great, we know our system works well, and we're able to bring them over and them go, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense, let's do that. And we felt Imagine could do that. So anesthesia is absolutely different than any other billing that we deal with. There's so many specific requirements for it. It has such a different setup. Like, everything is completely different. And one of the things that we noticed right off was that we had a member of the implementation team that was extremely knowledgeable about it, Rhonda, and she worked with us from the very beginning, and it took hours for us to set that part up by itself, which you need. And before, it had always just been oh yeah, there's a couple of things that you need to do differently. And for us to have an entire module that took so much setup, that gave us a lot of confidence that we would have all the things in place that needed to be there. And it has been that way. We have been able to have a confidence in it that you don't generally have in a lot of softwares, because it's just kind of an afterthought. Oh yeah, we can make that work. And there's been a lot of specific things built in for anesthesia billing, and when we have ran into anything that was different, we've been able to have that worked on and set up, and it's been really good. It's been really good.
With Imagine One and everything being there in it, it's so nice to not have 85 different windows open. That might sound like an exaggeration, but it's really not at the end of the day. So being able to open up Imagine One, and I can get into FICure directly from there, and I don't have to open a separate browser and have a separate thing up during the day. It all comes straight from Imagine One, and it's one less login, and it's less clicks, and less clicks throughout the day saves you time, and that builds up during the month. Imagine Pay's been great. The clients can make their payments at home by following what comes in on their statement or their text messages. We do have a lot of clinics that are actual clinics, and so our clinics take payments from patients there for balances on their accounts or from their co-pays, and all of it runs through Imagine Pay, and it imports into Imagine and Imagine One on its own, and so we're not having to sit down and manually enter every single payment that patients are paying at the clinic or are sending in to us, and it saves so much time. It's wonderful.
Our clients have been really happy to have that integration into our system as well. And we have seen patients that pay in the middle of the night that are so happy to be able to deal with their payment plans, and we see a lot of faster turnaround.
Yeah, and there's not as much lag time, because when we had to do them manually, we had to wait for the clinics to send them to us. And with Imagine Pay, when they run them through, they're in the following morning, and I can post them the next day.
We're able to get a really quick handle and a picture for ourselves, for our clients, daily basis. It's, before, when you were dealing with, old systems, like when I started 20 years ago at the company, it was ... return system. It was really old. And watching how that has changed through the years and moving into KPI type reporting to, a situation where, I just wonder where we are today, that minute. Anything that we are curious about, anything that we just want to make sure looks right, or we get something in and we're not 100% certain about, it is not a lengthy build a report. I mean, there's so much there that is quick and easy. If a client calls, it's not, okay, let me see if I can have that built for you. It's right there. It's very simple and easy to use, and it makes us look incredibly responsive to them, and that we are working with them, and that we're always able to come across that, we are helpful and our software is, on the move, that they are at the forefront, and it's always a positive rather than a hindrance. Every client is different. Whether if you're dealing with a really small client, it can be really basic things. You're looking at your practice analysis and they just want to know what they sent out, what came in, and then you're looking at hospital systems that you're looking at, what was my RVU to, and what were my payments based on that RVU? It's a wide variety, and we are able to look at that. So it's not simplistic, but at the same time, it really is, but it can get so deep, and we're so happy to be able to do that. So making decisions for our company itself, we have utilized reporting many times to be able to do that. Whether we're looking at reports of, what are our people doing on a daily basis, where, okay, do we have someone that's overwhelmed? Do we have someone that looks like they're really busy and maybe they feel like they're really busy, but they could take on a lot more? We have a situation where we need to make some changes within the organization that we need to, a client is taking way more time in this circumstance than what we're bringing in. We've used that a lot of different times in a lot of different ways, but there's several different key reporting that we use on a regular basis to keep track of where we are. So when you're a billing company, people do not come to you if everything's great. So if their current situation is fabulous, then they're not looking for a different situation. So reporting is really key, because typically they've had a problem and they didn't know it because they weren't getting reports that let them be aware of exactly what was going on. It usually came down to the fact that money was finally impacted to a point, and by the time they knew, things were really in trouble. So when we come to them and we're able to show them that we have a very robust reporting situation, it can A, put them at ease, and B, it shows them that, okay, I'm going to be able to ask for something, they're going to be able to give it to me, and I'm going to be able to feel like I'm going to know what's going on, and I'm not going to have to be frightened constantly that my business is in trouble. And so that can put us ahead of someone else that says, I can give you a practice analysis and I can give you an aging, but that's really all I've got. And for years, that was the main thing that you could get from some of the billing systems. And so being able to say, yeah, we can pretty much put together what you would need, it's huge. As far as a clearinghouse goes, one of the biggest things that drove us when we were making our decision in 2020 during the pandemic to make a decision to go with Imagine, one of those big things was that Vicure was integrated. And it's been a game changer. We didn't realize how much we were going to love that until you really work with it. That has made our lives so much easier because it comes in and you're seeing it in one place. You're not having to go out and work all your claims from the other side. And we would not give that up. We would probably cry if we had to give that up. With FICARE, for us being able to, from all the way from enrollment, everything being in one place, being able to get to our claim rejections and stuff, having that come into our system, being able to work those more efficiently, all of that plays into getting your money back in quicker. So reimbursement, of course, is affected. Being able to use banking queue the way that we do, all of that money gets posted quicker, and that makes the client happy, and that makes us happy.
I love banking queue. I love banking queue so much. I was here with the company when we switched to Imagine, and so prior to that, it was just Blue Crosses and Medicares and Medicaids. Everything else we had to do on our own, hand post. And so the switch to Imagine, where almost everything comes in through FICARE and goes out through FICARE, and it's so much less that we manually have to do. But there are still a lot of things that we manually have to do. And being able to scan them into banking queue, and they do the hard work for us, and then we just check it and post it. It has saved me so much time. It probably does like 2 additional employees worth of work every month, and I definitely mean that.
We have an immense respect for David and his team.
Yes.
We cannot thank them enough, and that's been beyond worth everything that we pay for that.
Yeah, because the amount that I scan into it every month is staggering. So it's wonderful that I don't have to do that all by myself. Thank you.
I think flexibility.
Yeah.
I really do. I think flexibility, and with all the different essentially add-ons that we've had, like banking queue, when we've talked about our integration with FICARE, all the just
Imagine Pay.
Imagine
all the
Pay,
things that came
yes.
with it, it's allowed us to do a lot more.
Yes. And we've actually, we've seen quicker turnaround with our reimbursements from our patients, and those all impact. They impact us, but they also impact patients, and they impact the client. When we first started talking about introducing AI into our workflow, Stephanie and I talked about this, and if we're really honest, we were a little frightened. I mean, it's a scary topic if anyone is honest, but it's been a good thing. It hasn't been necessarily always the easiest thing when you are dealing with a lot of elderly patients. It takes some explanation, but as it has smoothed out, I think we've found a lot of positive things from it, and our clients have been very happy with it, and we see a lot of increased revenue from it. We've been watching that, time-wise, I think especially. It's just improving our capabilities to meet the needs of our clients. The patients are responding very well, and they are a little curious. And, when text messages go out, we do have some that you have to explain to them that it is legitimate, and you have to be ready for that. But once they get adjusted, they're like, oh, okay, so I don't have to deal with paper, and I can take care of this right now. And then we have some that are like, oh, please, yes, let's do it. And it makes us appear a lot more on the front edge of things to our clients. We were selecting our new software when we were looking at implementing. One of the biggest things, we were looking for automation. We were looking to save time, to save money. I think that's what everybody does. We wanted to be mindful of resources, from people to paper to everything, to storage. We wanted to be able to reduce consumption, and we wanted to be able to give our clients what they needed. And one of the things that I kept saying to everyone, say it with me, people, automation. And everybody got so tired of hearing it, but it was how we needed to get excited about it. And we needed to understand that it was the future, was not what we had really before, but it was what we needed. And it has turned out to be one of the best things that we ever did, was to embrace that automation. I don't think that we could look back and say, oh, I wish we hadn't done that. Oh, I think that automation has been a negative at all. I don't think there's any of that.
Not at all.
So I've had the opportunity to talk to several companies, billing companies that were looking, and just even regular clinic companies that were looking to implement a new billing software. And I have told all of them that I've talked to that, you know, they need to look at what is important to them, and that if automation is something that they are looking to embrace, if reporting is something that they really are needing, if they are trying to save money, if they, I mean, yes, you're going to get what you pay for, but when you look at the things that you're going to be able to do and you know, be willing to go, oh, okay, this is how we've always done it, but maybe how we've always done it wasn't the most effective way to do it, and be willing to make those changes, then you need to look at Imagine, and you need to seriously consider Imagine. I tell them, you know, yeah, it's a process, and it's a lot of work, but you truly won't regret it. And that, yes, I'm sure there are other ones out there that might do the basic, but if you want to be able to have all the bells and whistles and be happy with the results, then yeah, do it. Just embrace it.
We always learn something new.
We do.
It's amazing. I've been working in Imagine for 6 years now, and every time we come to conference, they're like, hey, did you know you can do this? And so we get to go home with fun little tips and tricks, and
yes,
that's always fun. And then meeting people that we talk to.
Yeah, putting faces to names, getting to spend time, you know, catching up with people that we've known for years, and also too being able to share things from our day to day that we wish worked differently. Yes. And there have been lots of things through the years that have been changed. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing to be able to express that. And then we get to spend time in the experience room. We get to work face to face with people to go, hey, we're having problems with this. Can you kind of help us? Can you walk us through this? And that one-on-one, face-to-face time is really important.